Welcome to the RSP Boiler Room. I'm Matt Waldman with the Rookie Scouting Portfolio. We're going to take a look at Florida State running back Cam Akers. Very athletic player, very interesting player. I mean, a guy who I think has a lot of potential, but hasn't taken advantage of it completely with his game. And you're going to see here a good example of that potential that plays well for the NFL. Watch him move this defensive tackle. Look at the punch. Look at his hands underneath in an uppercut fashion. Look at him kind of roll through the hips a bit, rock that defensive tackle back, and then move him to the outside. That's a beautiful play by a running back right there. Square, punch, turn, and drive. Love it. And against a nose tackle, I mean, yes, I understand Boise State's nose tackle. Maybe this guy, I haven't studied him yet to tell you, but the fact that he's moving a nose tackle outside of the pocket is beautiful. Now, I'd like to see him where he's at a point where he just stays right where he is. Don't overextend. Don't get the head over. But see how he works underneath to get the hands under there. I understand he's doing that to a degree because the defender has his hands out and he wants to get underneath. So I'm okay with that. But there are times that he overextends on plays that he doesn't need to overextend. This is a case where he does a good job with it getting underneath and really getting into the defender's sides and moving him. That is just a gorgeous block for a running back with NFL potential. Gotta love that. Now let's take a look at him as a runner a bit here. This play, you're going to see it's a gap play. You're going to see number 56, the right tackle, pull all the way across to the end here. So in a sense, you want to see him follow that most of the time. But he decides to make a cutback here. It doesn't work out very well and only gets a couple of yards. I don't have an issue with the cutback. Though on gap plays, you're not usually going to do that. But he sees here, he's got an edge defender here at the hash. He's got a linebacker here. And he realizes that his blocker is going to maybe get the linebacker, and he's going to have a one-on-one working east-west against a defensive back, and he's going to lose that. He also probably spots the backside crease. And this is a pretty big backside crease. And why go east-west against a defensive tackle who's unblocked when you can get the defense moving to the left and then cut back to the right into this open space with the closest defensive back working towards the screenplay? He's got a chance to really bend this around the corner and have some open space. The problem is that his eyes see the cutback. His feet don't process it well at all. So he's got to get better at processing information because this guy can cut. He's got some good footwork in terms of, jump cuts and jump stops and the ability to do that type of work. But he's like a lot of young athletic running backs who watch him leap. See that little hop right here? See how he's airborne right there? He didn't need to be airborne right there. What he needed to do was maybe take another small step or two steps and then point that right toe, the toe of his right foot, to the outside and bend around his interior lineman here at the line of scrimmage. Instead, what you see is because he makes that leap, where he lands is a little bit sooner, a little bit closer to the defender. He's leaned in towards the defender and he's going to take another step before he can make the turn. And now he's colliding with basically two players, his blocker and the penetrating defender. Has to pull off them. That knocks him a yard backwards. And now he's wrapped by the defender coming off of that guard. And he's dropped for a 2-yard gain. So if, instead of that hop right there, take one more step to the inside. The defender's going to turn right there with that step. I mean, he's already turning as it is. So if he makes that one more step straight forward and then points that right toe and gets his hips flipped and turned around, he's going to be able to bend that edge and go up the hash here. This is something that a guy like Sony Michel would do extremely well and does well for the Patriots in a lot of his running attacks. And they run a lot of gap plays, or they'll run some plays where they'll bait defenders to penetrate inside and work away. You can see one of my film rooms, RSP NFL Lens, on how the Patriots baited Ndamukong Suh in the Super Bowl. And you can see how well Sony Michel's able to kind of bend runs away and use efficient footwork. This is one of those cases where he gets the toe pointed a little bit, but not completely, and it's actually a step towards the inside. And now he's pretty much screwed because he can't really flip his hips in this situation without colliding with people. So Cam Akers, talented back, good acceleration, powerful, has pretty good speed. This is a guy that, you give him a crease and he's going to get you yardage. But in terms of zone plays, in terms of cutback opportunities on gap plays, in terms of processing what he sees it, he's halfway there. He's got to do a little better with his footwork. He's got to be more efficient so he's not hopping and jump cutting in every situation because he's athletic. He's got to conserve that type of movement and be more efficient and economical with what he does. And if he does that, you're going to see him become a much better and more consistent runner on a play-to-play basis. Thanks again for watching. For more RSP Boiler Room videos, you can check out my YouTube channel, Matt Waldman's RSP Film Room, and my site, www.mattwaldmanrsp.com.